Hey, what's up everyone? This is Ethan. I just wanted to make a little announcement before the review began. I've been trying really hard to get this review out, and I know it's taken me a lot longer than normal, but actually I've come across a problem. You see, The Longest Journey is so old that I can't really record the footage from it at any frame rate higher than 7. So you're going to notice some lag in the video, and I apologize, there was nothing I could do. I tried a variety of different recording options, but I hope you enjoy the review anyway. Thank you to all my subscribers, and I hope you guys just keep watching my reviews, so enjoy. The first impression this game gives you is that it's just an okay adventure game, but as you advance in the storyline, it becomes a lot more interesting. The menu's pretty straightforward and easy to figure out. When you begin the game and you're able to control, you see a fantasy landscape. You, Sarah Ryan, are standing on a cliff. The odd thing about this game is that all scenery objects are drawn, and the things that move are 3D models. But when I say 3D models, I use the term very loosely. These 3D models barely resemble anything at all. Of course, the game was made in 1999, but surprisingly, The Longest Journey has beautiful backgrounds throughout the whole game, and very detailed cinematics. Moving on to the sound, I'm going to start with the voice acting, which is the best I've heard in any game I've played. There are over 20 different voice actors in this game, and that's one reason it is so fun to play. Also, the sound effects are pretty good, for what they're supposed to sound like. But like, when someone eats a piece of candy, you actually hear it in their mouth. I mean, I thought that was just a little extreme, but who cares, it's still fun. There's some great background music too. It's nothing special, but it does make you feel at home when you return to a commonly visited area. Now getting to the gameplay. Starting off with the interface, there isn't one. Actually, the only things you do are through a separate menu and after clicking on something. Some people may not like this idea, but I thought it was fun and easy to use. When you enter a screen, moving to another one starts a load. This means the environment isn't seamless, but you can still walk around a particular area. Some adventure games let the player interact with anything in their view. This game lets you interact with anything you can touch, see, or hear in your range. Almost every character you walk up to in this game can be talked to. The dialogue is long, but not boring at all, actually. Some of the books you have to read at one point become boring because getting to read them takes about 30 seconds each, and you need to read about 8 books. Besides this, there weren't times I wanted to stop playing at all. As hard as it may seem, there's no real fighting in this game, but there are some intense parts. Besides that, you will love the characters and the storyline. It's fun to revisit the same places throughout the game as well as find new ones. The variety of places you go is amazing, and the objects you find or receive throughout the game can interact with almost anything. It's up to you to find out how to use your resources to stop an evil company from reuniting two worlds that need to stay apart. I can't tell you too much in this review, but let me tell you, The Longest Journey has an amazing story. And moving on to the replay section, there really isn't that much. Some different chapters have alternate endings, but nothing you would do affects the outcome of the game or the characters in it entirely. Still, the game manages to achieve its own forms of fighting and has some nice timed puzzles and funny dialogue. There are things that will be missed the first time playing through, and the second time may help you understand it, but sadly, you won't find anything different other than maybe an alternate ending or two. There are some extra things to view and listen to upon completing the game, but they're really not that special. And now, to finish this review. Starting off with the graphics, the scenery is vast, beautiful, and hand-drawn. Characters and other moving things are very low polygon 3D models, but you have to give the game some credit. I mean, the graphics were pretty good for 1999. 8 out of 10. The story and gameplay is very creative, but parts of the game get boring and just random. But I guess that's just what keeps you coming. 9 out of 10 on the gameplay. The voice acting is the best I've heard in any game, and it's pretty funny too. Also, some of the sound effects are just special. 10 out of 10. There are a few extra things to unlock and some alternate endings, but nothing drastic, so I'm giving the replay a 7 out of 10. This concludes The Longest Journey review with a 34 out of 40. It's worth buying on Steam with the sequel for $25, but if you don't want to get the sequel, you can pick it up for a cheap $10. My next review is going to be the sequel, obviously, called Dreamfall, The Longest Journey. And just to give you a little heads up, it's a completely different type of game. with the same fun characters.